it takes to build a coffee house? Come on in.
Delish.
Good, really good. So we are gonna hop right in. Tell us, how did you become the Mocha Man?
Great question. So I started back in 2005 at this very location as Bronzeville Coffee House. And the name kind of came along a couple years later, but it became a thing because I like mochas. And so they just started calling me the Mocha Man.
Nice. So you started this location in what year?
2005.
So this has been a long journey, not a business that you just started. You've been around for a really long time.
Yes, ma'am, I have. And if I had to say anything, I would say if you're gonna get into any business, understand that it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So yeah, it'll be 20 years next year, and I'm looking at throwing a big to-do. Gonna invite you too.
Yes, 20 years is something huge to celebrate. So one of the things that everybody, they want to know, it's like a burning question for any business, is how much money did you use to start your business, and then how much money are you making?
So in starting the business, it depends on where you're at. I happen to own this building, so my cost wasn't as much as it would be if you're going into a new building. But I started out with a little bit over $250,000, $250,000. That's to do the build out, to get all the correct plumbing, electrical, HVAC, seating, and I wanted a nice decor. So, but remember, this was almost 20 years ago. Today, if you wish to do something like this, you're looking at maybe about a little bit over $325,000, close to $400,000, depending on the square footage.
Now, when you're looking at rough costs like that, did you have a partner? You did it by yourself, or how does that work out for the person that's looking to start today?
Right. I had partners, but they wasn't financial partners. They were partners that knew about the coffee industry at the time. So I was the money guy. I had the bricks, the building, and the money. They had the know-how and the equipment. And I kind of morphed into doing it by myself eventually.
And that's a gem right there. You don't need everything yourself, right? You can bring in partners that have different things that is their specialty. But like you said, you had the building, you had the idea,
and the capital.
And the capital.
That was big, the capital.
Capital is huge, absolutely. And now you've been in business for 20 years, which is amazing. So when we started talking about the steps of building your profitable brand over the last 20 years, what does that look like for you?
Well, you got to have a foundation, first of all. So remember one thing, you can't do it by yourself, even though I was the money guy and all that. As I started to grow, and remember, a lot of people don't know this, I had a full-time job, so I couldn't be here all the time. So I had to put people in place that had a certain skill set that could take care of things like customer service, who could deal with the cleanliness of the business, who could deal with training employees. And when you're starting out, you know, it's difficult to find those people, so you struggle with that. So I've morphed into a situation where over time you learn from your mistakes. You gotta find people with a certain skill set, and that's all they do, whether it's marketing. And the biggest thing, if I could say to anybody, is the following: have an attorney and have an accountant, as you know, so you won't get caught up in nothing illegal, and that you won't mess your money up.
Awesome. So I want to take it back a little bit. And you mentioned that a lot of people didn't know that you had a full-time job prior to starting your own business.
Correct.
Do you mind sharing, what did you do prior to this, and how did it help you with building this business?
So I was in law enforcement. I was a federal agent. So I worked anywhere from 10 to 12 hours a day, sometimes 6, 7 days a week. And it was difficult at times because my job was very important. You're dealing with grand juries, witnesses, suspects, you're on stakeouts, you're doing raids, and a lot of people didn't know I was doing that. So I would literally come in the coffee house whenever I could to deal with payroll, to do some shopping or whatever they needed, work a shift on the weekends when I wasn't working at my regular job. The way it helped me is not my job there. What helped me more than anything is I was in the Marine Corps before I did this, and I learned a lot about fortitude, gumption, staying power. And my dad was really big on, you know, do what you say what you do. So my word became a big thing with this business, you know, when I came into the community. So that helped me build it. letting people see what I do instead of me telling them what I'm going to do. I have this hashtag, if you follow me, it's like don't blink. That means that I'm getting ready to do something, but I ain't going to talk about it. I'm going to show you about it. So that helped me. Being in the Marine Corps, teaching me discipline, gumption, fortitude. Going into the federal agent piece kind of helped me also with structure and all that. But the biggest thing is learning from the community. And our coffee house is based on community.
Absolutely. And when you talk about that discipline, that's the word that I was looking for entrepreneurship. If they want to be an entrepreneur, you have to have discipline.
Indeed.
So before, would you agree with, before leaving your 9 to 5, make sure that you achieve that skill set of having discipline, because it's going to be needed in order to build a successful business.
Oh, indeed. And just to be transparent, I stayed at my job until I retired because that job was helping feed capital into the business. What a lot of people don't understand, when you first start a business, it's hard to get loans, from banks or try to get investors. Unless you're a trust fund, baby, or you got some angel investors, that startup cost is what kills most businesses, especially if it's brick and mortar. You got to do a build out. You have to get equipment, you have to get furniture, you have to get inventory. And like, as I mentioned earlier, I may have spent $250,000 20 years ago when I first started. That was just the build out. I still had to get inventory, furniture, I had to hire people. I mean, it's a lot. And then you got your monthly expenses, gas, light, water, insurance, taxes. Not including, you got to pay your attorney, payroll, marketing director. So you can go anywhere from $250 up to $300 back 20 years ago. So now, as I open up places, I'm well over $500,000 when I open them up.
And that's just to start.
That's before a dollar come across the counter.
So when you're deciding when to open these businesses, where to open the businesses,
right.
What to invest in, which employee to hire, things of that nature, what goes in your mind in the sense of how long is it going to take me before finally I can profit at least enough to pay myself from the business?
So I never really looked for places, which is a blessing. They always come to us.
Nice.
When I was here at Bronzeville, I got approached by Hyde Park. When I was at Hyde Park, I got approached, to go to the Rosenwald building on 47. Since I've been there, I've been approached to go to South Loop. From South Loop, Edgewater, Matson, and Forest Park. So, people come in and see the quality of the service we provide. And I know I always talk about these 5 C's. We base ourselves on that. We be crisp, clean, classy, consistent customer service. So we pride ourselves on that.
Let's go over those 5 again. What are those 5 again?
Crisp, clean, classy, consistent customer service.
Yeah.
And so we base it on that. I mean, that's something that we do. So if you have a building somewhere, you're a developer, and you come in and you see the service, you feel the vibe, you're like, I want that in my building because it's going to attract tenants or it's going to be a selling point for my property. They approach us, hey, I got this property, can you guys move into here? And we hear it all the time. And if I can just put a bow on it, one of the things we morphed into after the 5 C's is I went to the 4 E's. Education, empowerment, entertainment, and the experience. I always try to use acronyms to help me. And what I mean by that is, we empower people when we come in here. We talk about financial literacy. We talk about trusts and wills. We go over things like marketing and for entrepreneurs up and coming, social media. So we're more than just coffee. We passionate about what we do.
So you're really making an impact in your community, and we're going to talk more about community, but one of the things that I wanted to ask you about is when you left your 9 to 5 job, you retired, and now you had the opportunity to open something. Why Sip and Savor?
Well, black folks in general like to gather, whether it's at a club, church, or playing bingo, whatever it is. I figured if they can gather over a nice cup of coffee in an atmosphere, like I said, it's classy and elegant. Like now, you got a little music playing, you got black art, you got people on laptops. I think it brings us together cohesively where we can start creating jobs, get into education, learn more about politics. As we were speaking earlier before we came on, remember I said it's the Ear Hustle Cafe.
Yes.
If you just come in here and tilt your head every once in a while, you're gonna hear something that, okay, wow. This person in education, I'm trying to get my daughter or son at that university. Let me talk to them. Oh, that person in politics, what are they doing in this ward? So ideas are exchanged, you know, and it helps the community keep money within the community and help us grow all together.
So this is really a good resource for not just coffee, not just tea. This tea is amazing, by the way.
We're gonna, yeah, that's the
honey
which one?
mango.
Honey mango, you got, yeah.
Honey mango is so amazing.
Cool.
But it's really about building connections. What
Right.
I see here from the time that I walk in, pack house at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right, I love it. I
You
mean, it
are
wasn't always like
building
this.
Connections.
Yeah, I
See?
struggled at first, baby, believe me.
It wasn't always like this.
No, ma'am.
What's been your biggest challenge?
The biggest, they almost neck and neck. Capital and being able to keep real good employees that understand that customer service piece. It's really hard, and that's throughout the whole industry now. I mean, people are struggling with having employees that will come in and take pride in what they do, they're accountable, and then having the capital to invest in research and development, making sure your marketing is on point, keeping the place looking nice, the decor and everything. So them two is right neck and neck, capital and labor.
Okay.
It's tough.
And you have some amazing artwork here
Yeah.
as well. We're going to get to look at some of that amazing artwork. When you talk about employees, this is a nationwide issue right now where it is very hard to retain employees. What have been your edge that have allowed you to kind of still be able to operate? Because you have 5 locations now.
Yes.
So you have a team of, is it 50 employees?
It's coming up on 80. We got 73 because we don't close. We open every single day.
Every single day,
Right.
open every single day. So
Don't
you're
close.
doing something right. What's your edge to be able to do that?
Well, I always said what differentiate us or what makes us different is we buy into our employees. We invest in the employees. So to give you a quick example, when they interview my team, I have a strategy officer named Whitney Hampton and my daughter, Tara Knock, who's over implementation. I let them know what we're looking for and they give feedback. When we interview, we ask them, what are your goals? What do you want to do? Because they may not want to be a barista or coffee person. Well, I want to be a singer. I want to be an actor. Wonderful. We have actors that come in here. We have singers. You could connect with them. You could network with them.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to get into politics. Well, hey, the mayor is in here. You got aldermen that come in. So while you're here, you need the ear hustle too. We want you to work, but we want you to prepare yourself for that next step. So my selling point, when I talk to them as the CEO and I come in and give my spiel while they're in the hiring process or onboarding, I always tell them, we're family here. Don't think of this as a job. Think of it as you joining a family. And you're going to learn decision making, problem solving, conflict resolution. You're going to learn how to do prioritization, multitasking. And you could take that same skill set to any other job.
Yeah.
So we invest in our people and they feel that, so they kind of give us what we need, that excellent or what we call that platinum sip service.
So you're really becoming a bridge to be able to provide
like
your
that.
employees
I like
with resources, right?
Right.
That they not only they're going to work here, have amazing customer service, but they take that out into the real world with them.
Exactly. And the 20 years we've been in business, I can say I done probably had over 300 something employees. And to this day, I got some that's now attorneys like yourself.
Nice.
I have some that have their own business, accountants. We have people that then went on, got their master's or PhD in whatever they want to do, and they still come back here sometime and say, hey, Mr. Pugh, can I work a shift just to get that feel again sometimes? So I love
We'll call
that.
that the bridge of excellence.
I love that. You killing it. The bridge of excellence.
Yes.
Here, here.
When you guys started, did you already have any background in coffee, or how did you learn the coffee?
I didn't know diddly. I was approached by a childhood friend. He had wanted to open a coffee house. I happened to own this building here, and he wanted to open it here. I literally didn't drink coffee. I don't eat sweets and nothing, but he did when we was in grammar school.
Okay.
And he talked me into, renting him the place. I didn't know I was gonna be a partner. After I got here, they did the quick old change. We really need somebody to help us with an accountant, attorney, and all that. Long story short, I do my research, and that's something, anybody that's going into this entrepreneur game, if you're looking at going into anything, whether it's brick and mortar, service industry, or whatever, do your due diligence. Research what's going on. So I started looking at the coffee industry, and a couple things stood out to me right away. It's the second largest traded commodity in the world.
Yeah.
I used to sit outside of the mother location to see that door just swinging. Second thing, it's addictive, but it's legal.
Yes.
So I was like, we own this something. And that's when I started saying, okay, all we have to do is get some type of niche where we're different. And that's what I did.
Awesome. So you mentioned owning the building.
Yes, ma'am.
If we can highlight, what is the importance of owning your own real estate when starting a brick and mortar business?
Well, you don't have to worry about the landlord gouging you for one thing or counting your money. So I get to set what rent we pay, if we pay any at all, to give us a start. So I can literally delay the rent while we build ourselves up. Owning the building is, I'm gonna be much more responsive when something go bad, a furnace or a window is broken or plumbing, as opposed to calling a management company or the landlord. We'll get to it when we can, because that can impact your business. So with me owning the business, I'm gonna make sure things are on point every day, all day.
Which is something that I really think that all business owners need to be aware of. If you're starting out and you cannot own the business right away, understandable, but eventually own that real estate. It does provide tremendous benefits to you.
Indeed.
Just the building itself, there's a lot of benefits. This sun is kicking my butt over here. Okay, so we talked a little bit about marketing and advertising. If you want to go into what does that look like for you? Because you're not just the mocha man. You have a whole, coffee house that you have really built around community and impact and making connections. People have been here for hours still making connections. So what does that look like?
It's really touching, because I look now and I see that it's fully loaded. You said when you came in, there was people everywhere.
Yes.
It wasn't always like that. And it touches me to see this, to be honest, because this was my vision. If you look around, you see people on laptops having meetings, you see people on dates and all that. So what it looks like to me is being consistent. I got to constantly be consistent in my marketing. I got to constantly be consistent in what I do in the community. And as we spoke off camera before, like I said, I do a lot in the community. I rent out to disabled vets, recovering addicts upstairs above. I've been doing that over 35 years. My way of giving back is what let the community know that I'm about not just making money, I'm about making a difference. And I push that big time. And like I said earlier, the community is so tight here. When I'm not able to get here, when I was working my other job and out of town, if it snowed, or if something happened to come in and it's too heavy for my young ladies, because it's mostly ladies that work for me, my customers will get up, shovel snow, salt the place, and bring in packaging without nobody saying anything. So that's truly where coffee and community meet for me. And that lets me know they take ownership along with me. This is our coffee house. We're going to make sure that's straight.
That is how you know you are making an impact. You have 5 locations. We're going to go over to the Edgewater location, get to see the customers, the artwork, and we're going to discuss some more over there.
Sounds good. Cheers.
Cheers. And this is so amazing.
I'm going to have to name it after you. The Charmaine Special.
I would love that. At the Edgewater location, we're going to do a walkthrough. So tell me, what do we have here?
Of course, the decor, I always try to make sure it's consistent with faux finish painting, of course our teal. And as we get back further, I'm going to show you some of the art that I mentioned at the Bronzeville location that my good buddy Roger Carter does. So if you look over here to your right, you'll see a beautiful art piece of Basquiat that he did with drywall screws, and he got some old reconditioned wood and used it as a frame, real rusted, fits real nice with the faux finish wall right there.
It looks amazing. It really gives the space an edge feel.
So if you look on the back wall here, I'm real big on wood and teal. So on the back here, this is 2 more pieces by Roger. So to the left, you got Fred Hampton from the Black Panthers, and it's all done with figurines and soldiers, because he was big on that. And to the right, you got President Zelensky from Ukraine. It was done with the same thing, and if they can just zoom in, you'll be able to see that if you look at it, it's all Army man figurines. So he has this thing he does that's just so creative It's amazing.
And these are actually army men,
Yeah.
something I've never seen done before, but it really gives the space a nice vibe, a nice edge. It feels really warm in here. I really love that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And at all the locations, you're gonna always see, you know, something teal. You're gonna see some faux finish, and of course the copper seams. I'm big on the copper seam piece. And of course, good furniture. So when you come here, you know, you feel like you're at home. You relax.
What's the history behind the carpet seam?
Well, when I was a young kid in the late 60s and early 70s, our kitchen had these things. So it's my way of bringing home into my business.
Yes, I knew it had to be something. It's always fun to learn, like, why? What's the why behind all of this? So I love that.
And of course, you see the teal accents and the chocolate. You're going to see that at all 5 locations. Teal, chocolate, some type of wood, and of course, nice art.
Nice art, home away from home. Certainly the vibes is here, the feel is there. I really love that. So I want to see some of this coffee. Let's see what this is about.
Okay. Barista there, we're trying to hide.
Hi.
Oh my God. So of course, these are the different coffees that we do. We do a medium roast and a dark roast. And of course, both of these are from Cameroon. So you could buy it by the pound, half pound, or we brew it for the people that come in for drip, which is over here. And our drip coffee. Of course, you can see some merch over there. We have the tumblers and the mugs, and these tumblers you see here are 20-ounce tumblers. And we call it 30 for 30. You buy them for $30 and you get 30% off the rest of your life at all 5
The
locations.
rest of your life.
The rest of your life. You can put hot chocolate in there, you can put smoothies in there. You can't put adult beverages in there because we have liquor license at some of them. But any type of latte, mocha, cappuccino, all that, 30% off the rest of your life. And that's just for the tumblers.
I love that, 30-30. Now, one of the things that we talked about with the brewing of your coffee, and we joked about this, yes, you can get beans at home, but it don't taste the same. And
Right.
why is that?
Well, we have a filtration system that costs tens of thousands of dollars. So people like our teas and they buy the coffee, but the key is, and I'm finna tell you a secret, it's the water. Our filtration takes out all the calcium and zinc and all the impurities that's in the water. So the water is coming through pure and it's hitting that bean that come from the motherland. You know, it's a perfect marriage. Water, climate, and that bean tastes good. Same thing with our teas. You had the mango tea, honey mango. Some people will go buy the honey mango and go home and drink it. Oh, it don't taste the same, Trez. I'm gonna tell you why. The filtration system in our water that comes through here, that's hidden up under here, is what cleans the water to the point that it's pure. Then it's put through them tea leaves and bags.
So you're getting top-notch
You ain't gonna
quality
you ain't gonna get it nowhere
that you can
else.
only get here.
Indeed, it's the only place you can
All right,
get
so
it.
let's see what else we have here.
Back here we have the Ferrari of all espresso machines. This costs more almost than my house. But yeah, this is where we make all the lattes, the mochas, the cappuccino. This is where espresso is forced through this machine at pressure through hot water. And this thing here is the Ferrari of it all. It has videos in it. It keeps up with the pressure. It lets you know how and how long you should steam the milk and everything. So it's real high end.
So this machine literally is a Ferrari. I've never seen anything like this before. It's top notch.
Yeah.
How much would something like this cost?
Well, you can go as high as, I didn't pay this much, but they go as high as 150 to 200,000. I paid mid-range in that, so about 75, 80,000.
Quality, you want quality output, quality input. So I'm sure it's worth it for you.
Oh yeah, it's gonna make it happen. And over here is all syrups that go in the coffee. Caramel, you got hazelnut, vanilla, coconut, raspberry, and this is how we make all our different drinks, whether it be lattes, smoothies, and different combinations. So it's almost like Burger King. You can have it your way up in here.
Nice. I love having it my way. You're certainly having it your way with this amazing coffee house that you have here. I don't think we missed anything.
Oh no.
Only thing else, do you want to make your favorite drink?
I guess I can. I can make something.
Let's see him in action.
We'll see if I can make it where it makes it.
Let's see if he still got it.
We'll see. All I'm doing now is, what I'm doing is dousing the espresso, and it's measured to a certain point. All this has to do with taste. Now all I'm doing is tamping it. When I tamp it, I want to make sure it's packed real good. Got that in there? And then it's just a matter of putting it in here, and I'm gonna put it in a clear glass. So we got a clear one? So you can actually see the espresso shot. So if I did it right, it should come out in a nice caramel looking color. And that's the espresso, that's the base of the drink. So what I'm making is an Americano, which is 2 shots of espresso, which I have this set for 2 shots.
Okay.
And then hot water, but I always add a little flavor to it. I like caramel. All of my employees, I got a beautiful staff here who's over there hiding. They know when I come in, I like a caramel Americano. So a good shot is always gonna have a dark brown color, then they got what they call a head or the crema. The crema is on top of the espresso.
Nice.
So I usually come over here and I add a little caramel to it to give it a little taste, because I'm not one of them pure coffee drinkers. Some people drink it straight.
Drink it black, right?
Oh, no, I'm still getting that. And then all I'm gonna do is add a little hot water to this joint. Usually stir it a little bit so it can get all infused. Then I take a sip.
There you have it. That's the mocha man.
Heaven in a cup.
So we are here at the Edgewater location. You have 5 locations. What locations do you have?
So we have 2 in Bronzeville. The first one is 528 East 43rd Street. The next one in Bronzeville, 78 East 47th Street. That's in the historic Rosenball building. Then we got one in Hyde Park, which is at 5301 South Hyde Park Boulevard, Hill Park. Then the latest 2 we just got was at Roosevelt and Wabash, which is 39 East Roosevelt Road in South Louis. And of course, this beautiful gym we in here now in Edgewater, this is 1070 West Brandon.
This location is amazing, just like your other location. Yeah. It's a personality here, artwork, the bath is here.
Music banging.
So how did you know when it was time to open up your second in your third and your fourth? How did you know that?
Well, to be honest, I really don't be one until someone approaches us with it. We've been very fortunate, blessed. Won't go out seeking to expand. I try to improve upon the existing locations we have, but develop come in, augment different boards for the mayor or somebody say, hey, we would like to see you at X, maybe. And I'll go and look at the demographics, see if it makes sense. And we start expanding from that.
So you just remember the alderman, she stopped by.
Yeah, that was unexpected. She stopped in Lenny.
It's like they love Sip and Savor.
Right.
Well, how important are those communities out for you every day?
One of the things I do before I pick any location at any village or any neighborhood, always seek out the altar. And that's out of respect. You know, hey, I'm looking at bringing my brand here. People know about it. This is what we do. We're about community. We're about hiring in the community. We're giving back. And most of them already know about it. It's like, oh, say less. What do we need to do to help? So it's good to have a brand that's well known and respected.
Yeah, so well known and well respected. And 2 things that you do. And one of the things that I see is that the locations and our address is the love that's in the business.
Right.
But most important to me, the diversity.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about that. Sometimes we start businesses only serve our immediate, neighborhood.
Right.
How did you cultivate this culture of diversity? Yeah.
Well, between me and my team, really, I don't do it alone. We try to do more, not try. I try to say try. We cultivated culture.
So you're doing.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate you. We cultivated culture where we bring in all walks of earth. And what I mean by that, young, old, white, black, Chinese, doesn't matter, different religions, ages, where we find something that we do financial literacy classes, we call legal issues, marketing, dating, dibble and dabble in politics and relationships in this place. So it's a little something for everybody. And as I mentioned, we talked at the first location in Bronzeville. I talked about how it's that ear hustle, that like here's something that may help you to get an education, whether it be in trying to find a job. We want to be that conduit, that connection with the people you need to move forward. And that's what I pride myself. Not only being a coffee house, being a conduit with network, you can learn more about our business, but other businesses that may need to benefit you, whether it be a tutor for your son or daughter, a dog walker, you're looking for a real estate team. They are all in.
Yeah, so for you, when it comes to community, it goes outside of the four walls. It's not just things four walls. It's really cultivating your community, even outside of your physical brick and mortar, right?
And that makes me feel good. And like I said, if you want to be a true entrepreneur, don't go into it to make money. Go into it to make a difference. See if there's any somewhere. And what I think we're providing as that need is a safe, secure place. It's classy and elegant, where you can come and have a great time. Daily. If you're a student, you can do homework. If you're in politics, like you're seeing something about just being there, loving you, meeting you and everything. It's like a big show of love, everybody. It's that modern day cheers, everybody knows your name. And I always said it's about our participation. This place now wraps its arm, big hug, whispers in your ear, stay over, get to know the people.
Which is here. I said they can't flow you because they don't know you.
No, I love it.
Important for them to flow you.
Indeed.
You mentioned money. Let's talk numbers. On average, what's the post right now? And this is amazing. I can see the staff,
Right.
the whole feed, food. Let's break that down. What's the post?
Well, the startup cost, as we mentioned in Bronze, I talked about 20 years. The startup cost is something like this. This is about 7 square feet. We get a complete gut and everything. So you're talking about anywhere from $350,000 to $400,000 gutted. Come in with windows, doors, flooring, plumbing, electrical, and all that. Inventory for a location like this, with traffic we have, obviously turning over inventory. So we have to start probably in 2 to 3 times as much I started in Bronzeville. The reason I have to do that is in Bronzeville, we're like a destination. It ain't surrounded by a lot of residents. It's starting to get like that for a lot of businesses. Here in Edgewater, you're surrounded by Rogers Park, you got Evanston and businesses. So the foot traffic is much bigger. So we have to spend more money than about another $35,000 to $40,000. Then you got to, of course, pay for your license and permit. So a place like this, you're looking at close to about $750,000 to get started. And to keep it running monthly, probably another $150,000 to $160,000 per month.
Getting started is the hardest part. Once you get started, you need to operate efficiently.
Exactly.
So you can keep it running.
That marketing and constantly, looking at things you could do to improve upon what you're doing, keeping things fresh. You always.
I think so. In order to run something like this, I know you're not doing it alone. It takes a team. How big is your team? And then how do you keep them going so they show up every week?
Feed them around. I just took them out to Rosewood last night and they killed me. So one of the things I always pride myself on, is you're my attorney. It's all women that run my business.
Women does great things. I'll throw that out there. Okay.
Indeed. So of course, like you my attorney, you on my team. I have Millie Briggs, who's my social media person. I have my daughter Tarbana, who's my chief implementation officer. I have Whitney Hampton, my chief strategy officer. And then I got another attorney, Alexis, who does my stuff. Of course, my wife put up with my craft. Mom and my sister are big investors. So it's all women that run. And all my managers. I won't start naming names, but you guys keep me going.
Yeah.
You keep me going. So my way of giving back to you guys, of course, I pay what I can. When I can, I try to get bonuses, or I take them out and their kids to the theater, or I take them out to eat. They prefer to play. Yeah, indeed.
It really gets you to the soul and every night. So you have a full team that's behind supporting you. I know you have your leadership team and your management team, but then you have an in-house team that brings their day to day. Is that still smaller, or are you like 40, 50 now with your entrepreneurial session?
multiple locations. We approaching 80 something stores, like 70 plus. We'll be north of 80 come probably June. We're gonna extend the hours, ramp up to higher. You gotta remember, we are open 7 days a week. We don't close.
And what are your hours?
Right now, our hours for the two newest locations, South Loop and this one we're in Edgewater, we open up at 6 a.m. We go to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Saturdays, hour later, 8.
Okay.
All the other locations, we open up at 7 a.m. We go to 4 p.m.
So you're the one if you want to come for connection, call the T. This T is amazing, by the way. Here,
Right.
you're available for your doors are open.
Exactly. And one thing I did mention, at our Rosamond location, I bought in a black brewery, Turner House Brewery, so we got liquor license. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we offer beer, board games, and alcohol. That's great alcohol stuff. Of course, you know about it. It's trademark. Yeah. So we do a little sexy thing on that. Even an alternative club, like still net people and have a glass of Chardonnay, beer by a black brewery, and you can play some like thing.
So one of the things that I keep hearing, part of what makes you really special in the business that you favor is that it's not just coffee. It's much more than coffee. You have vibes. The vibe is there.
Indeed.
So if you're like for the people that are looking for a place where you're not as transactional, it's not just get you coffee and leave, they certainly can get it in these walls because the vibe is so there. The community, the connections, the diversity, what you're looking for is available for you. So I want to touch a little bit about what are some SOPs that feel every entrepreneur got. It could be specific to kind of running the coffee house or just in general, whatever you have. These are SOPs that every entrepreneur tries.
Well, I would say for a standard operating procedure, first thing you got to do, your due diligence about what research, but surround yourself with people who have your best interests. Now, I don't know how you figure that out. It ain't a magic wand, but they have to be true to this game. They ain't in it just to make a buck. They in it to help grow this. My whole thing is generational. I want my grandkids to be able to say, we got 100 coffee houses. We just got a wing at a hospital. We dealing with this mall. We about to open car wash. So in order to get those people, it takes time. They need to have character, empathy, passion, humility, willpower, and this stuff you can't teach. You can't go on Amazon and order this, you can't teach these things. It has to be instilled. And as a leader or as an owner, you have to be able to identify these problems. So most of the time I'm looking for someone that can not only be trainable, that's a I want to see us win. What I mean by that is they look for that extra mile to make sure the brand is protected. They make sure the best interest is at heart. And they genuinely care about you. That's the biggest piece for me. Me being in the Marine Corps, working for the federal government, I've always felt like service people. That's my love language. Service. You gotta want to do something bigger than self.
Okay.
And once I find that, you're gonna fit in this team well. This is not a place for somebody who's fainted hard, fair weather, imminent harm. You gotta come into this game serious. So I think that's the thing. SOP should. You can take anything away. Surround yourself with people. People have a certain skill set, and that's what they do, and they do it results. On the other hand, me being a CEO, I have to be humble enough to be listen. I don't know everything. I mean, if you're the smartest one at the table, you gotta rock. You need some people around you that can tell you, no, let's try this, let's do this, and incorporate them so they can be part of the decision.
And this is a really important distinction. A lot of times when you stick up SOPs, like how to make this coffee, make sure you have a good coffee. But before you get into any of that, it's hire for character, right? Which is essentially what you said. You're hiring for character, making sure that they're reasonable. And those are things that people really know. Like character for product, how to do it, you can train them. If they're trainable, get you being trainable. If they are trainable, you can get it done. But at a minimum, you cannot drink heroin. Make sure you're hydrated for heroin so you can have a successful business.
Yeah, you could be a commercial.
You could.
Not only my attorney, but
Dude, like, you know, those are those little nuggets that a lot of times we can get. We bypass those small nuggets and we instantly go to these. How do I make a best coffee, right?
Yeah.
What about the beans and things of that nature and why those are important? We're going to talk about that shortly. Why that may be important. The things that really drives a successful business is high level.
Yeah.
Now, we want to know what makes you the boss man, right? We know you have some really good coffee, some really good tea as well. I'm a tea drinker. This tea is amazing. Guys, honey mango, by the way. Make sure you taste that. Mm-hmm. When you think about like importing your beans or making up your don't give us no IP. Y'all know I'm IP lawyer, just not giving it to you. But
Right.
what is that process for you? Importing? Is it local?
All of mine is my beans are imported. My roaster is local. I'm finna take over the roaster to get rid of the middleman. But almost all my beans come from the continent of Africa. Uganda, Ethiopia, Tanzania.
Yeah.
What I'm drinking right now is from Cameroon. And for those people that enjoy coffee, understand it. When it comes from a continent with great climate, you gotta roast. It takes their time. You're gonna get the best taste. We also get some from Costa Rica areas. The process, the way I look at it, if you want a quality product, you got to. And most of your great beans are not here in America. They're somewhere else. So I have to import my beans. I'm gonna start doing my own roasting here real soon. You can have a bread blend. I can have different things I do with the coffee, make it to order. And I said now we have the Sip cups, which you trademark actually too. So they like K cups. So if you got a Keurig, so we're always looking at ways to. It's the way we do things. We like multiple rivers, not streams. Stream like this, river like that. We need them rivers.
And what we're talking about is that expansion, right? I'm hearing that expansion coming where you can start small. We have an amazing organization, bigger. For the people that are starting out, you don't always have to start really unique. Art and business, you want to make sure that it's art, or you know, cutting out some of that pulse in the middle, like the red line, or roasting some of the other things. All of those things are great. You feel it, mission representation.
Oh yes.
But just major started, I want to let them know. You don't have to start as big. You can even anything 20 years in as well. And so, give me one thing that you don't know about Sip and Savor and the Mocha Magic. Absolutely want them. So awesome.
One thing? Okay. That's a good question.
And he may have a figure.
Number one. What you might not know about me is I care more about the community than a lot of people think. I think they think about the powerhouse and all that. And we spoke on camera about it. I was in the Marine. I was a federal agent. And I seen a lot of things. And I think through my business, me giving back means more than just having a cause, especially for veterans. So I'm real big on the veteran piece and mental health. I know some of you out there, and even you and myself, either know somebody, have a family member that's dealing with mental health issues, whether it be because of military, whatever. One thing you don't know about me, I stay up late at night trying to figure out ways to solve these issues. And I know it's just me, but that's something that keeps me awake at night. How do I fix it? What little thing can I do to make it better? Veterans, what can I do to make it better for those suffering from mental health? What can I do? I don't talk about it much, but that's
it. Wow. The spotlight, the surface, that's the part for the inviting drink. We give services. I give legal services. I help interviewers that help them there. What does that allow us to do? It allows us to impact. I think it's doing an amazing job So we're going for a tour of your amazing quarter location. Get to see. Let's make tea. Let's make coffee. Let's make amazing videos.
Indeed, that's new.
So this space out here, I've never seen a coffee house have this type of setup. What is this?
So this is what we showcase during the hotter months. So you can come out here, we have house music, we have wine tasting, cigar smokeouts, and then people rent it out, for birthday parties, anniversaries. So it's a little private getaway.
So this is where that community is being built. Literally, come get your coffee, get your tea, but they can come and party and connect with each other as well.
Indeed, in a private little patio, because I own this piece.
Nice. Nice building. You have, 3 levels here?
Yes, ma'am, 3 levels. And upstairs is where I rent out to disabled vets and recovering addicts. Been doing that like 35 years. A lot of people don't know that, but I was in the Marine Corps, and I seen how when veterans came back, they didn't have housing, and there wasn't a lot of things for mental health. So I have a lot of friends that are in the mental health field, so they come and talk to them, and I rent out to them. I pay all their utilities, and I try to give them some training and whatever it may be. Some of my carpenters work with them, and sometimes I let them see what we do in hospitality.
Coffee and impact.
And
really?
I love, you be on it, sister.
Yes.
Boy, I tell you, them attorneys be smart as all get out. Indeed.
I'm loving it. Multiple streams of income, way to impact the community and give back. So this space here, make sure you guys take advantage and use it.
Please.
Nice neighborhood as well. New development I see down the street. Also, so really good space here.
So the more we do, the more we want to do.
Yes, I love it. Want to learn how to become paid without the need to be popular? This is the Paid Not Popular podcast. Make sure you subscribe to our channel.